You look around Las Vegas now, I
Yeah.
mean, there was a lot of that sexual activity and
Right.
for sale. It seems bigger than ever now.
Oh yeah, it's grown.
It's
It's
everywhere.
grown
We're riding down the
But
street right
everywhere.
now.
it's a lot different than it used to be.
Right.
Different
It's
how?
changed.
A lot of the girls are in the hotels, walking the hotels, other than working the services. Back in our days, 6 years, 7 years ago, it was just services. There weren't a lot of freelancers in the hotels.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Security didn't let that happen. The hotels didn't let it happen. They're letting it happen now.
Well, they also know what the escort services are, the entertainment services. It just
Mhm.
seems like it's everywhere now.
yeah. Yeah. It is. It is.
But 6 years ago, security would stop us walking into the hotels. Now they're letting girls hang out in the hotels.
All the time. And I know about you, but I was 86 from every hotel.
Every hotel in town.
If you guys know what that is, you get
You
kicked
had,
out for life. Whatever. Right.
and if
Every hotel.
if you were sneaking into the hotels
Just
to
just
go.
going in on a call and back out, which means a
But
client that
now
called.
the hotels don't care. They let the girls hang out the machines around the clubs.
And so they know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they know what's going on. They're making money off of it too. I mean, it's you have this town, people say it's so evil, but there's good people here. And I know because I meet good people every day. There's going to be evil, with other people, that work this town and the women and everything and the sex industry, the crime that goes on that we don't know about, all the drug usage and stuff like that. There's got to be a counter good for the counter evil. And that's why we're here. That's even if it's 1%. I mean,
So describe the plan. We're riding around in a limo. What's the plan?
well, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to see some girls on the street because we can't film in the casinos. We're going to get some girls and we're going to give them a gift bag with a Bible in it. We're going to tell them God loves them and that they're loved and they're appreciated.
And you think you can do something with that? You think
Yeah.
you can-
You know what it is?
If it takes 1 out of 100,
Right.
we've accomplished something.
Yeah, just one to understand that they're worth more than selling their body, giving their life away. I mean, there's AIDS, there's addiction to drugs, ODing, there's the tricks can kill you, the pimps can kill you. I mean, there's all kinds of dangers for these girls, and we just want to save a life. It takes time because these girls are so wounded from what they're doing, and they have such low self-worth and self-esteem that it's hard for them to come out of the gutter and to really, if you tell them they're beautiful, they'll tell you, you're lying. No, I'm not. Do you know what I've done? I'm not beautiful. I've ripped guys off. I've rolled them. I've hurt people. I've cut people. I've sold my body. I probably have AIDS. I'm no good. And you've got to convince them, yes, you are. You're human. You're real. God created you. You're not supposed to be doing this.
I imagine that you have to do the soft sell here, though. You can't just jump
Yeah,
right
you
in.
know you
You got to
can't.
find Jesus and let's go.
No, you can't do that. You have to love them. You have to have a relationship. You can't force anything, any belief on anyone. And we don't want to do that. We just want to let them know they're loved and that we're here for them if they need some help. We're counselors. If you have a football game, we all know this. You have a stretcher, you have an ambulance. Now, the sex industry is a game. And if there's no one there on the sidelines to rescue people that are traumatized from it and hurt from it, it's not right. So we're the nurses, aren't we? Got here for the first 5 years I had a pimp. So I wanted to prove myself that I was the best girl he's ever had. I was so in love with him. I would do anything for him. And I was so brainwashed. I just wanted to work. And I had a lot of clients that raped me. I had a lot gunpoint in suites and hotels, nice hotels. I don't need to say their names, but yeah, dangerous situations. I mean, the agency would get calls from violent customers all the time, and we'd label them violence, and they put their name in a little book and say, oh, that's so-and-so, he's a violent, don't send to him. And sometimes phone girls would slip up and send the girls to the violence, and the girls would get hurt,
Bill Young had said that he remembered seeing you the first couple of times and you were so beautiful you could stop traffic.
That is the truth about Annie. And to this day, she's still stopped traffic, but she was always a very beautiful girl.
Was there never enough money? I mean, did you have a plan like, when I make this much, I'm done?
Yeah, I always had that plan. That was always my forte.
We always had that plan, but it never worked that way because as fast as we made it, it's as fast as we spent
Exactly. And a lot of the times with me, I'd make the money and I would give it away. But even if I had money that I had stacked for myself.
And the pimp, I mean, how did that work out? You got here, you needed protection or something, or you just fell in love with some guy?
Fell in love with some guy.
He talked you into it?
Yes. Well, no, I kind of talked him into it, to be honest with you.
Right. I
corrupted him, and he had done it before in his life, but
And he got most of the money?
He got everything. Everything. And I did leave him after 5 years, and I was on my own for a while. And I started making my own money again, and I bought a bunch of cars and jewelry and investments and whatever. And I would earn my money with the iron, believe it or not, hundreds.
You
Crazy.
both got arrested a bunch of times, right?
Yes.
Very many.
How many times?
Me, 25.
25 times.
Yeah.
And was Bill Young the guy who busted you a lot?
Most of it, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he'd see you, right?
Yeah, he would harass me and chase me, and I'd hide behind the machines, and I'd try to run down the alley, and he'd always get me and say, come here, Lobert, come here, Annie. And he would always, one thing I remember about Bill was he was always kind to me. He always said I was too smart and too witty, and there was something better for me, and I can't believe you're doing this. You need to get out of this. And Annie, the next time, you might not be alive. And he would always try to, warn me and give me good wisdom. But when you're stuck in the money and you're stuck in all your friends are doing it, it's your family, it's a camaraderie thing, huh? It's like you just feel like that's your family, and you only can trust them. And all of us were trying to strive to make it in our lives and get out of it somehow with the money and have our little nest egg or our college education. But you either have a pimp.
Even with me not having a pimp and being there doing it for my daughter and I still never saved anything. Never. I always had everything I wanted, but I never owned a home or bought a car and paid for a car.
You were arrested too, a bunch of times?
About between 6 and 8 times.
And after a while, the cops get to know you. And you're not in jail very long, though, I guess.
24 hours.
Yeah, I've been in there 3 days before. Had to go to court. It was really embarrassing. In shackles, so underneath the tunnel and everything. I was chained to felons for murder. Here's the prostitute Annie. Hey.
So what happened to get you out? What was there an event, or just you woke up one morning, or what?
I actually woke up one day. I got arrested downtown with another girl that was 37, 38 years old that a pimp had just thrown out there. And I went to jail with her, and I called my mother and told her, pack my stuff, I'm leaving town. And I actually left and went to Arizona and came back and never went back to work. That was it. I couldn't take going to jail anymore.
What about for you, Annie?
It was actually a client that got me out that I had known since '92 that asked me to quit because I actually fell in love with him, and I quit. But that didn't mean the attitude and the problems left me, because shortly after that I realized I couldn't sleep at night, anxiety attacks, terrible nightmares, paranoia. I thought everybody knew what I did in my past, and so I started doing painkillers, prescription. I had cancer prior to that, and I faced chemotherapy and radiation for 2 years. Didn't quit still. I still thought I needed to make my money. No,
Wore wigs every day.
Yep.
But
For
she
a
still
couple
looked
years.
as beautiful as she does today.
And went on
But
jobs.
she went on jobs and worked just as hard as she did before she caught the cancer, and fought the cancer all the way through it.
And then the defining moment came when I actually was working for a corporation for several years, about 3 years, this Japanese corporation, and we had all our money invested in it. It was a multi-million-dollar corporation. And what happened is some sharks came in and took over the business and wrote us out of the contracts for the United States. We were going to franchise across the United States, 500 stores. And when we found out the information, we were devastated. And so I said, let's get some Coke. Let's party tonight. I'm done. I tried it in the bad world. I tried it in the good world, and it ain't cutting it. I'm either something's wrong with me, I'm crazy, or I'm just not good enough. And that was a 9-month habit. It escalated into smoking, freebasing, in a $1 million home with 4 cars in the driveway, jewelry, minks, smoking.
Gone? Is it gone?
Yeah, I still have my minks, but I remember rocking back and forth by myself with my cigarettes and my drugs and all my pills, and just wishing I could just die, because I couldn't sleep anymore. And I had so much regret from what I had done and all the people that I had hurt and everything that I had become. I wasn't what I was supposed to be in my life. I was so disappointed in myself. I was so guilty. and I just wanted to erase it. So one night I did as much as I could. Whatever was there, I did it all in like one hit, and I fell down and I OD'd, and I had a heart attack. I went to the hospital, and I promised that I prayed to God. I said, please save me. This only thing that I saw was I saw God's face, Jesus' face, and I just knew if I didn't say right then that I was sorry, I was going to die. And I gave him my life, and I said, I'll change. I promise. Give me one more chance. I'll change my life. And it took a while, but a couple years went by, and I had this urge in my heart to help the other girls. I got stronger. I started reading the Bible and getting involved with church, and just it changed my life, and I wanted to make a difference, and that's what I'm doing now.